We're reading 5.16, dear devotees. Jnanena tu prajnanam yesham nashitam atmanah tesham adityavat jnanam prakashayati tatparam. The only thing that can be destroyed in this whole world is ignorance, because there's nothing else that can be destroyed. Because by nature, everything, whatever we see as reality, this world is merely a form, material form, and some qualities associated to that form, right? So, like, to give you an example, you're saying you can destroy a pot. But when you destroy a pot, the Bhagavatam explains, the pot was always only actually earth. Right? The pot was never completely pot. So it is not possible to destroy the pot, because pot is merely a usable object. But you can't destroy earth also. You can't destroy fire. You can't destroy air. So it's not possible, like we say, conservation of matter, right? So you can't destroy mass. You can't destroy energy. So the only thing that can be destroyed or nashitam is actually Ajnanam yesham nashitam atmanah. So it's a very interesting shloka. So the means and the end will always be the same in complete spiritual consciousness. If the means is different from the end, right, then it is usually material objects. Material objects only, there are always three things. There are the doer, the means, and the end. All of them are completely different. They're separated. So the means is also, the means to actually remove ignorance is also knowledge. And the purpose of removing that ignorance is also knowledge. So, like Prabhupada gives an example of how a cave has been in darkness for a long amount of time, but one ray of light is sufficient to actually dissipate the darkness that has been there for so long. Similarly, I can have a long dream for up to 10 hours while I'm sleeping, but a moment of waking up is ready to destroy all the castles I constructed in the dream, all the sorrow, all the miseries, all the happiness, whatever it is. Correct? So a moment of wakefulness is sufficient to destroy the whole dream. I can say if I woke up the dream, like I had the dream for 10 hours, so it will take 10 hours for me to again come back to reality. No, not like that. So similarly, one moment of association of a devotee can actually uh, stun the soul, like Ajamila. He was completely happy with his son, with his family, with his prostitute girlfriend. He was very happy. He was very settled. But as soon as death came, when he called out Narayana, immediately when Yamadutas came and Vishnudutas came, by the influence of by hearing the conversation, by hearing the glories of the holy name from the Vishnudutas, immediately Ajamila got realization. Ajamila got realization, right? And immediately the result of that realization is that he gave up all bad association. This is called Jnanam. What is the meaning of Jnanam? The meaning of Jnanam is that I'm ready to give up my past habits very easily, because by karma one cannot give up karma. You cannot destroy bad karma by good karma. It is not possible. Or one cannot get knowledge by an activity also. It's not possible. Right? Just like if you want to uh, make kheer, you cannot make it with water. You have to make it only with milk, because the final product has the ingredients of the milk. The initial product also has to have milk. Similarly, karma is by nature material. So I can't say, okay, I'll do social service and get realization of Krishna, realization of the Lord. Or I'll work very hard in my family, and through that working hard, I'll get knowledge. No, it's not possible. So whatever I do, if I offer it to the Lord, then because of the Lord is so kind that whatever we offer to him, he can accept it. Just like the sun can even accept and absorb urine. Sun is not polluted by absorbing urine. Is it not? Similarly, Krishna is so kind that he is ready to accept any activity that we are doing. Yat karoshi, yadashnasi, yat juhosi, dasi, whatever we are doing. Even materially motivated activities can be offered to the Lord, and Krishna is so kind that he is ready to accept it. Right? So it's because Krishna is present. Because of Krishna's presence, everything gets the virtue of knowledge. And without Krishna's presence, simply by a material activity, it could be even a certain seva actually. Whatever we do in, like, the Bhakti Vriksha or temple, whatever. So it's not that I followed Ekadashi, or I'm cooking sabji, or I'm speaking Bhagavad Gita. No, by any activity that we do, it is not possible to receive knowledge, because whatever we are doing is all material by nature. Material by nature. My mouth is also material, my voice is also material, and the prerana for that intelligence is also more or less material, is material only. So only that intelligence is purely situated in a surrendered consciousness, then it can reveal knowledge by the pleasure of Krishna. So you must not forget that knowledge is not revealed by any activity. Uh, Knowledge is revealed only by knowledge. And Krishna is pure knowledge. Because Krishna is pure knowledge, what he reveals is also not different from him. Krishna is pure knowledge. And what he reveals from within the heart is also knowledge that can reveal him. Okay? Knowledge that can reveal Krishna cannot be different from Krishna. If it were different from Krishna, I cannot reveal him. That's like only sunlight can make you realize that the sun has arisen. By seeing sunlight, you can realize that there is something called sun. Is it not? Similarly, the knowledge coming from Krishna is not different from Krishna. So the spiritual master also, whatever knowledge he gives is not different from Krishna. And because he's always fixed in this knowledge, which is not different from Krishna, he is also qualitatively not different from Krishna. This is the meaning of saying, Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastraihi Uktas Tatha Bhav Yatayeva Sadbihi. So Sakshat Haritvena. So he is Sakshat Hari. Who's saying that? Samasta Shastra. Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastri. Uktas Tatha Bhav Yatayeva Sadbihi. And people are Sadbihi. Sadbihi means plural here. Bahuvachanam. Sadbihi. Many people, all the Sat, people who are Sat, they are saying the same thing. So we must understand this very clearly, Tattva, that what is Krishna, like we're reading in the Auburn Hills, and we're reading Bhagavatam. So Veera Raghavacharya is telling, like when Krishna was born, how Vasudeva was uplifted to Krishna consciousness when he received Krishna within his heart. And Vasudeva raised Devaki to the platform of Krishna consciousness within her mind. And when Vasudeva raised Devaki's consciousness, Krishna was fixed in the mind of Devaki. You see? So it is not that Krishna is a physical object. No, Krishna is not a physical object. He is the spiritual subject. He's not merely a form that you put on the right, dry on the paper. He's not a form that I can make with clay. No. His form, it's actually Sachchidananda Vigraha. And this Sachchidananda Vigraha is revealed gradually by each one of those. So the Sat feature of the Lord is revealed through Jnana. The Chit feature of the Lord is actually revealed through Yoga, and the Ananda feature is revealed by Bhakti. So, Bhakti can reveal all Sachidananda features of the Lord in toto, while through Jnana by negation, I mean, this Jnana that Krishna talks about is not no, it is complete Purna Bhakti, Bhakti Rupa Panna Jnana. So that Jnana which leads to Bhakti. So anyway, my point is to say one cannot get this knowledge by any material activity, right? So one has to be awakened to knowledge uh, only by the mercy of the Lord. It's not at all possible. So when a living entity is actually in misery, and that misery can actually bring one to the realization of his real position, that definitely means that he has received the mercy of the Lord. So anyone, like we see this classic example in many situations in Bhagavatam, like Dhruva Maharaja is actually insulted, and then that raises him to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Chitraketu Maharaja loses his son, and that raises him to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Pingala is actually so frustrated because she's not getting any clients for her prostitution, and that raises her platform to Krishna consciousness. And similarly, we see who else I can think of, like Pururava, right? So he also is deserted by Urvashi, right? Anyone here aware of Pururava? Who's Pururava? Who knows who's Pururava? Has anyone here read about Pururava? Okay, thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna. Okay, so Pururava was actually coming in the, I think, great grandfather of uh, great grandfather, or I forgot exactly how, like how much more lineage he actually uh, is in Arjuna. So, so he was greatly in love with Urvashi. So what happened? So Pururava and Urvashi agreed that he will protect. I mean, he had some pets, and he said that I will not appear. I will not be nagnam, naked, except during the time of union. So somehow it came to the point that Pururava, did not follow that condition, and because of that, all the Urvashi actually had to go back to, uh, the again Devalokam. So, because of that, Pururava became so perturbed, and I think she'll come once in a year or something. And at that point of time, he will be waiting, waiting, waiting. So at that one point, Purvashi gave such a big blow to Pururava. She gave him heavy instruction, right? And at that point, Pururava actually comes to senses. So, any misery that we are undergoing in this world, so the same reason why, because Pururava is actually coming in the lineage. I mean, Arjuna is coming in the lineage of Pururava, which is why he does hesitates to marry Urvashi later when Urvashi proposes to him, and that's why Urvashi curses Arjuna, right? He becomes again a eunuch, right? So, this is like what to say. We see this in many situations. So when one is in great misery and one is raised to this platform, somehow the misery could be spiritual or material. That misery stuns that person, and then that raises him to Krishna consciousness. So this is what Bhagavatam is. So, the summary is that one cannot get knowledge by our own material endeavor or activity whatsoever. It can be only understood by the mercy of the Lord or his devotee, not our activities in whatever name or form or shape. It's not possible, right? So only bhakti can reveal bhakti, only jnana can reveal jnana, right? So that thing which is spiritual can reveal another thing which is spiritual of the same nature. Like the example is given, how, like I gave you the example of sunlight and sun, right? Or you could say only the eyes, which ultimately came from sound, right? So, sorry, light, sorry, which came from fire, right? With eyes came ultimately from the fire element, can actually see fire. So whatever came from something else can reveal something of its same nature. My ears cannot see fire. So this is one of the classical connections that you will find in Bhagavatam, how that thing which is actually coming out of the same object is non-different with that object in some way, and because of that it is capable of revealing that very same object. Okay, so I'll stop here. Any questions or comments are welcome. Okay, thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna.